Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and I have got some interesting media stuff to look at. We firstly got somebody predicting Arne Slot will be sacked at the beginning of the season. We've also got a nice Arne Slot prediction as well. I just think it's interesting to look at what people thought when Arne Slot initially came to Liverpool. We've also got, again, the media attacking Jack Grealish after he goes on another night out, and salty rival fans after Anthony Gordon got sent off and will now miss that Carabao Cup final. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe, hit the like as well. It'll be greatly appreciated. But let's start with this prediction at the start of the season about Arne Slot, both of them.
Arne Slot won't last the season.
Oh,
I know you talk about Liverpool fans love managers and all that, but these are different times. Are you writing that down?
No. It's just funny because my bold prediction was going to be a Liverpool one.
Go on.
Damn, chimes are changing. So it's just interesting because all of this season we've had so many different opinions. I made a video 2 days ago about Pundits saying Arne Slot came into Liverpool with a Bugatti, so the transition would be easy for him. Now we've got the opposite end of the spectrum where one of them is like, okay, Arne Slot, you know, he's going to struggle. He's going to really struggle. He's actually going to get sacked this season. So it's just kind of crazy when you look at the way people sort of predict things, that some is on one end of the spectrum, the other person is completely on the opposite end as well. It just shows that Arne Slot has done a fantastic job, really, because everyone was divided. Even me at the start of the season, I'm not attacking this pundit. I thought Arne Slot, Liverpool would probably get Champions League football, maybe a little bit of title charge and then fall away. But he's just done a fantastic job. The little tactical switches that he's done in moving players around is absolutely brilliant. It just goes to show what a quality manager Arne Slot is. Now I think we'll have a listen. I think it's Danny Murphy's prediction to Liverpool, which was actually again on the opposite end of the sort of, you know, spectrum in predictions.
We're going to win the Champions League.
Whoa. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
I like that. What makes you so confident? By the way, you will last the season if they win the Champions League.
Do you know when you... I think consistency in your first season and getting... I mean, Rafa won it in his... Was it his first or his second
it was first season.
Liverpool have this wonderful ability in cup competition, especially in Europe, because of Anfield. We know it's an intimidating place. And if they get a bit of momentum going... And as I said to you, I think the fans will be with him. And the way the Champions League set up this season as well means that, you know, you're not going to get knocked out in the early stages.
That's true, yeah.
And to be honest, that's probably the best prediction of the lot, because I would actually have Liverpool as the favourites for the Champions League right now. They've got PSG, a tricky tie, but I think they'll get through it. And then you look at the other teams. Okay, Real Madrid are on the same bracket as them, but if Liverpool do knock out Real Madrid, they have to be the favourites to go on to win the Champions League. They simply have to. You're looking at that squad now. Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo's in form, Van Dijk, Alisson. Liverpool are fantastic. They are my favourites. And you just look at Arne Slot and you're like, wow, you have made Liverpool so dominant that they're going to win the Premier League. They're favourites of the Champions League. They probably, if they took the FA Cup fixture a bit more seriously, they could have definitely gone and won the FA Cup for sure. If you look at the teams that are left in it, no disrespect, if Liverpool actually tried away to Plymouth, they could have gone on to win that. Then you're also then looking towards, you know, the Carabao Cup where they're now in the final. Arne Slot has done a fantastic job. And, you know, like I've said, it's just funny looking at the previous predictions of Arne Slot's going to be sacked. Somebody saying Arne Slot arrived at Liverpool, he has a Bugatti, so him doing as well as he shouldn't be a surprise. Then we've got Danny Murphy saying Liverpool are going to be Champions League winners. This was at the start of the season as well. You just have to put your hands up as a rival fan and be like, Arne Slot has just completely sort of gone beyond and above what people expected of him. Now we've got this. Anthony Gordon, as you guys may know, he did get sent off for something silly. And Arsenal fans, United fans, all the fans of the world are, you know, salty, you know, because they're thinking, okay, Isak missed the game against Liverpool a couple of days ago. Then he played in the sort of cup quarterfinal cup game against Brighton. Then you're seeing Anthony Gordon get sent off for a push. He will now miss the Carabao Cup. You're seeing Alexander Isak come off injured against Brighton, so he's likely to miss the final as well. All of these things going in the way of Liverpool. So there's obviously going to be a lot of salt. But in my opinion, you know, sometimes what's wrong with having a little bit of luck? Because at the end of the day, even if you're a Liverpool fan, who would have thought Anthony Gordon would do something silly and push somebody and get sort of a red card? Nobody would have thought that. So it just goes to show Liverpool are in a situation now where they have these things going for them, and it's not because they're lucky or whatever. It's just, that's just the way it is. Things are happening for them. You know, you look at the way Liverpool had 97 points, didn't win the league, 92 points, didn't win the league. They deserve what you call luck right now, in my opinion, 100%. And I do not feel salty as an Arsenal fan. I would prefer Liverpool sort of be as successful as they are than Manchester City, because in my opinion, they're the biggest club in England. And many people will call me, again, a closeted Liverpool fan. But they are a massive, massive club. So with a history, rather than Manchester City, who have 115 and have bought so many players, I prefer Liverpool getting this luck, being able to get so far into competitions and win the Premier League over Manchester City. Obviously, I want Arsenal to do it, but if I had to pick, Liverpool would be that team. Now on to the final bit. Jack Grealish seen leaving Newcastle Pub looking worse for wear. There's been a lot of talk about Jack Grealish, and if you're a Manchester City fan, I want to know your thoughts on it all. This season has been tough for him. I think the game which really impressed me was when Manchester City played against Real Madrid. Jack Grealish was really impressive at home, getting to positions. You know, I think he was involved in the Haaland goal first of all. That is really, really good. That is Jack at his best. But obviously he came off injured in that game. And of course the game's ultimately it didn't end in the way City would want it to end. But you do see a lot of videos of him out, and I have no problem with it. I feel like players should be able to have their own lives, but nobody's letting him. Let's look at the comments. He liked the good life too much. He's a Tottenham level player. He's not a good player, and that's fine. It's not hate. Jack Grealish is a fine footballer, and Manchester City, it's just not happened for him. But I've always wondered with fans, is the best approach to a player who's going through a bit of a difficult time, doing stuff like this, is it the best way to attack them? Because ultimately, if you do attack them, are they going to improve? Are they going to do better? I have never seen a situation where a player has been attacked and they perform better. It just doesn't happen. It simply doesn't happen. I feel like Jack Grealish is the sort of player who needs the confidence from the fans and people around him. We've seen Pep sort of push him, and that's okay. Pep can do that. He knows the levels of Jack Grealish. He wants to push him to his limits. But, you know, we've seen it with Rashford as well. He needs the confidence, and pressuring him isn't the right thing to do at all. So, for me, Jack, obviously, we want to see him in his form if you're a City fan. But if you're a fan or the media and you're going at him, I think it is not fair at all. Anyway, just before I end, I just do want to touch on the FA Cup, the final 8. I think it's fantastic. We're seeing only one of the traditional big 6 in it. No offense to City and your fans. I would love you guys to get knocked out so we could have, you know, just a non-big 6 go at the cup. You know, I think there's only been 3 non-big 6 winners in the past 30 years. So it's going to be fantastic to see how that plans out, and a big opportunity for many of those clubs to grab some silverware. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, peace.